Okay, guys, it's April the 5th, 2024. April 5, 2024. 5/5/2024. 5/5/24. Okay? So, yeah. So today, I'm actually going to write a work paper on the Green New Deal, that particular concept, the principles, and so forth. I'm going to author the legal and political tenets of the New Green Deal and or the Green New Deal, however you put it, identify it, and that which has been proposed consistently by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders. Well, more so the former, but yeah, eventually it's going to get passed under a similar name within the future pending General Assembly of the Americas, and then Congress will be able to find a lot of support, emotional, psychological, and social support, and diplomatic support in having the Green New Deal passed in Congress, and it'll supplement or complement, well, more so supplement what is going to be passed in the General Assembly of the Americas, the GAA, which is going to correspond with the Organization of American States, and in replacing the General Assembly of the OAS. It's just retitling the name and making sure that the procedures are more legislative, more so than resolutionary, So it becomes the General Assembly of the Americas will be completely politicalized. It'll be completely continental legislature, and not just a legislature in structure and design, but it's going to be competently and politically a continental legislature, a hemispheric legislature, and it will have jurisdiction over the United States, which will be a founding member of the Free Trade and Economic Area of the Americas, the EAA. So all of this will be within the Organization of American States system, which will evolving into being recognized as the Union of the Americas in 25 years or so, in 25 years actually. Okay? So we have a lot of work to do. And I'm going to make clear, I don't have any intent, and I've never had any intent on creating a music label or music related company or entertainment related company. I don't understand how that could have been misidentified, or how that could have been misinterpreted. But that's just not part of what I'm trying to do. There's nothing wrong with music entertainment or any other sort of ethical entertainment. Why would I get in the way of that, of another person, pursuing that? But that has nothing to do with me. Even though the cover of Shawn John or Sean Puffy Combs, actually I am Shawn John, but the cover Sean Puffy Combs actually took up in covering our mission of the operation of the Central Intelligence Agency and INTERPOL of finally convicting the United States federal government of criminal negligence. There is successful. It actually is successful. The Central Intelligence Agency has brought in INTERPOL. It's now officially part of the law enforcement community of the United States, and it's now officially the superintendent of the United States law enforcement community and security apparatus. So it is successful. We can no longer trust the traditional ethos and principles of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. So it did work. Gangster and criminal hip-hop, or gangbang hip-hop, however you want to identify it, proved that the federal government, ever since the 1920s, has been the inducer, has been the protector, and has been the cultivator of criminality, depravity, disenfranchisement, and so on in the African American community, and also in other minority communities. We've found the ICC and the ICJ and the United Nations Security Council and the General Assembly of the United Nations, the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, and other, emergency forums and tribunals have found the United States federal government as guilty of criminal negligence of not just this instance, but over the past century on a consistent basis, and has dissolved the FBI as it used to be. Now it is what I say it is. It's now focused on locality with the with a headquarters in Washington, D.C. only, there for management purposes. So the FBI has been demoted. It's no longer the lead law enforcement community in the United States. Now INTERPOL has taken over, and I decide how that works. I decide how this works. Okay? So INTERPOL will become popularized, over the next 10, 20, 30 years. Don't worry about it. But secretly and covertly, the Central Intelligence Agency, via INTERPOL, runs the law enforcement community of the United States of America. No longer the FBI, and that's going to remain a secret, and INTERPOL will serve as a cover for that. And yeah, so I'm not trying to be outrageous, but that's the reality. In all honesty, that's the reality. So hip hop is going to criminal hip hop or gangster hip hop is going to be abolished. And what is going to transpire over the next 30 years is the evolution of hip-hop into being purely entertainment, purely fun, purely political as necessary, without imposing criminality or suggesting or promoting egregiously criminality onto the African American community, and so on. Okay? So the trick worked. It was very risky to folks who were privy to the mission of the operation, but it has been pulled off, okay, for the most part, and we will be able to see the effect over the next 10, 20, 30 years and into the end of time. Okay, so we are getting African Americans out of hell, out of jail, and this is it. Whether you like me or not, whether you like my foreign background or my international background, foreign-born background or my international background, that's the reality. And I am who I say I am. Okay? I am who I say I am, but I don't have to, I don't have to brag about it and just suggest it. I don't have to suggest. I don't have to reveal it over and over and over and over again. God, okay? That's the truth. I am God. The only God there is. I respect man's right to make his or her decision. I respect the rights of human governments to be able to decide their own fate. But we intervene when the time is necessary. There's a narrative of the human journey, and we had to, me and my team, the rest of heaven, we had to take our time and get into this particular point of saying that's enough. Blacks are going to lead the planet as lead stewards, political, social, and economic stewards for the remaining 500 years, and Africa will be the wealthiest continent on the planet and will be able to feed Eastern Europe and the rest of the European Union, the future European Union, for the remaining 500 years into Kingdom Come. That's the decision which has been made in heaven. Okay? So, yeah. And the United States of America is going to serve as lead on our nation state on the planet into the end of time. Until the end of time, it's going to remain the wealthiest nation state in the world until the end of time. And the African American community will serve as the most affluent community demographic group in the United States of America, and the United States of America will serve as a manager of the United Nations World Government until the end of time. And I will be boss over all of this. So I'm going to make sure that humanity actually passes the test. I'm going to make sure that humanity actually recognizes what it fails at, and what it needs to work on. And you cannot just fail a test and not know what you failed and not know what you're responding to or being cured from. So that's our job, to be able to communicate this effectively, and me and my team, and so on. So yes, I am Jesus Christ. Okay, but I'm not foolish in loving humanity the way that I have communicated loving humanity. Okay. Okay guys, so I'm gonna have to turn on the television. Yeah, guys, so once again, well, this is the second video. This is the second segment of this video recording. April 5th, 2024, 5/5/2024, 5/5/24, April 5th, April 5, 2024. And I'm going to make sure that you guys see. I'm going to make sure that you guys see. I'm going to make sure that you guys see that. It is April 5th, 2024.
You can beef up your know-how from experts you can trust.
Still commercials. Give it another 2 minutes or so. As usual, I'll document myself as usual. That I'm watching. That I do watch consistently CBS News. And I do have children with a couple of the hosts, female host or at CBS News. So and I'm gonna be able to, we'll make sure that there will be no sort of denial of this or any sort of official denial of this later on in the future. You're gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure of it. Okay, we gotta make sure of it, me and these women. But anyway, so a few of them actually said that they had children of Barack Obama, and they did not. So a couple of them actually got caught by me, Jesus Christ, as intended, and they did deliver one child each. One of the women, as you can see, was in the 50 Cent video. Wangster, she's now officially a CBS News, I guess, correspondent or host. She's a light-skinned Creole-looking woman in her late 40s, early 50s, but she will be able. Well, we're not going to have to say anything on that. But anyway, okay. So my job was to rescue my angels, my daughters in heaven, secretly my wives, the mothers of my royal children. Since in heaven I am able to remove any sort of flaw associated with biological nepotism that does not exist, and since I'm the only father and procreator in heaven, the only one capable of doing so, it's not a problem. It's just for intelligence reasons. But anyway, they are originally my first 3,000 daughters. They are over 1 million years old. They're souls, the angels, licensed angels from heaven, dreaming into this world. And sometimes they get briefed later on in their lives to find that out. Okay, so they're dreaming into this world, and sometimes it's hard to decipher that they are angels. Their missions or their operations are so indecipherable at times, so intelligent, so security motivated that folks find out eventually that they are angels, or their programs or their assignments are angelic. But so this is what's going to happen. Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, is going to be attacked per agreements between the United States and China on staging Armageddon, the global war, the last world war, the war which will lead to the abolition of nuclear warfare and continental military buildup. Okay, so downtown Los Angeles will be demolished. That's what I mean. It's going to be demolished via quote-unquote agreements between China and the United States, specifically the crypto.com arena and possibly the CBS News. That same sort of facility, that sort of area. There's a CBS News related facility in New York and one in Los Angeles, one in Manhattan and one in Los Angeles. Okay, so I don't want to have to speak in this. That's going to happen actually this month or early next month. But this is it. This is it, guys.
Created the first taco bomba, an unexpected detour for a chef who had trained at Le Cordon Bleu, worked at a Parisian Michelin 3-star restaurant, and started his own, Del Campo, an acclaimed fine dining experience in D.C. that became an Obama favorite. Instead, he opened a standing-only strip mall taqueria in Falls Church, Virginia. This is the original location.
Okay, so as you can see, I took the Taco Bomba, very similar to Kobe's nickname, Black Mamba, and the nuclear, the atomic bomb of Russia, the Tsar Bomba. So yes, so it's very close to the name Barack Hussein Obama. So, but anyway, that's just a segment of CBS News Sunday morning news, I guess. Documenting that Los Angeles is still going to be one of our developmental states, and with Florida now assuming the lead of experimentation, nothing unethical, but experimentation into internationalism, into multiracialism and multinationalism and so forth. California was the start. New York actually was the initial start. California was the lead over the past few decades, and now Florida is going to move forward as the lead, and all three will be able to intersect with world government, hemispheric government, and interactiveness between the continental unions and the West and East. Okay, so yeah, we have a lot of work to get done. Okay, guys. So okay, well now everyone understands. Everyone understands. All right, guys.